Good evening. I am packing for my trip. I'm super overwhelmed. I have so much stuff everywhere. It's totally chaotic. I did promise that I would show off all the jewelry I got while I was at this antique mall. So that's what I'm going to do. Instead of going through prices and stuff like that, because honestly, I'm just too frazzled for that. I'm just going to show it off. It's for fun, and honestly, a lot of it I'm keeping. So I'm going to show you what's coming up on Whatnot and what's going on my wrists. All right, so first off, there was a lot of brooches. I'm not keeping any of the brooches. These are all going on Whatnot. I actually realized I'm missing a couple. I guess I didn't finish carrying things over. Oh my gosh, what a mess this is. I'll start with what I have. First off, this beaded flower brooch. That's really fun. I love the beaded flowers. And then there was a lot of metal enamel ones. I love this one with the shape to it. Also, got this super fun black and white one. Kind of reminds me of my favorite pattern, which is checkerboard, in case you didn't realize that by now. This is probably my favorite. I want to say this is my favorite. It's the black and white daisy with the leaf and the stem. So much fun. Then I also picked up this purple one, which had a really unique shape to it. Oh, I love the ombre on this blue one. So pretty. Look at how vivid it is. I'm not in my usual spot, so I'm not sure if the light is picking up things like it does over there, but I'm working with what I got. Every surface in this place is full of stuff right now and like Post-its. It's chaotic. This is a super fun one too. I love the classic yellow and orange. I mean, how can you not be happy with that? This one's unique. This one is a dogwood. I love dogwood. My grandfather had this dogwood tree that he planted outside of his house, and I have a nice dogwood tattoo on my leg just to kind of remind me of that time and their house. It's sold, and the new owners don't take care of the house, unfortunately. So whenever I see dogwood, I always think of my grandparents. Now, one of the things I got was a box of 3. It was $9 for the 3. The big black and white one came out of that, as well as another one of the flower pins. I can't remember which one. This one was on the front, of course. This one's all white. I'm not that crazy about it. I'm not sure how well it will sell since it doesn't have much color to it. And, well, it doesn't have any color to it, really. And there's a little bit of wear to it. But alas, the price was so right, and again, it was $9 for 3, so I didn't really think twice about it. This one I also picked up. This is a really unique one. Love the shape on that and the fuchsia and purple. Here's a couple really different ones. This one, it looks like a moonstone in the middle. That is a really neat take on the daisy pin. I love that. It's really quite sweet. And this is fabulous. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like this before. A lot of the time, stuff like this is in those really expensive, pricey cases, and I don't really pay much mind to those. I kind of just glance in and see 3 digits and keep going. But look at this crazy rhinestone flower brooch. It is so neat, and I love that it's got like different levels. You can see when I turn it like this, it's got like open-ended. It's very cool. Love the vintage rhinestones. I love vintage rhinestones. If I wasn't allergic to nickel, let me tell you, I would have vintage rhinestone necklaces like this, like, you know, covering all the way up, and I would have the bracelets all the way down my wrist. I used to buy them when I was younger, before my allergy was too bad, and I would stack them on, and it would make me break out after a week, and I'd take them off for a day, and I just kept powering through. I couldn't get enough of these rhinestones. Love it. Now, the last time I was here, I bought this really cool cowboy flamingo brooch, and I was being weird and cheap, and I really regretted leaving the other 2, and I was pleasantly surprised when I returned to find they were still there. So I picked them up this time. They have the flamingo, the rocker flamingo with the guitar. And these are wood, super neat. This one is definitely the most interesting. This is the one where I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I left that. That is so weird. I've never seen anything like it. It's a flamingo with like baby flamingos and a Christmas tree on it and rhinestones. I mean, there's just so much going on here. Super cool piece. I'm obsessed with it, honestly. But I don't need it, and I can't justify keeping it because I haven't even showed you guys what I'm keeping yet. Speaking of cowboys, this is another one that's totally up my alley. Oh, I love this cutout cowboy. Look at how fun that is. Look at his eyes. He's so fun. Kind of reminds me of Pee-wee's Playhouse almost in a weird way. But he's very cool. I know that there's actually a brooch that's a sailor, which of course is the next thing. They say it's a sailor. They say it's a bellhop. It might be a bellhop. I call it a sailor. You know how I like to make names up for things. It's by Prada. I'm obsessed with it. I want to get one so bad. I've been looking for a used one for weeks. I think they're so neat. I saw one on a friend of mine and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. You can find some good deals on them too, but I'm going to keep looking because I'm not going to pay a crazy amount for it. What was I saying? Oh yeah. This is, speaking of sailor, this is a really fun one. I love sailor stuff. I mean, I actually, I feel like the reason I've run a successful Etsy account for so long is because I normally don't go on Etsy to look for things. Because once you start looking on Etsy, it's like a deep dive. It's a black hole. So I bought this little celluloid sailor and I made it into a necklace. I'm obsessed. Obsessed. I also picked up this really cool vintage Santa pin. It's got some age to it. I love those really old plastic Santa brooches and stuff. I feel like they're hard to find, and honestly, they sell for good money. I know a lot of people like the 80s ones, but I'm partial to the ones that are older. This is another really sweet one. There's something about this that's really special. You know, I'm a sucker for anything heart-shaped, but this little brooch, it's actually a lot older than I thought it was when I first saw it from the front. When I looked at the back, I was like, huh, that is old, isn't it? Very cool. I think I paid like $2 for this on. I know I paid $2 for it, actually. I just remembered. So those are all the brooches I got. I'm just making sure that's true. I'm looking at this table filled of so much stuff. I only got one necklace. There were a couple fruit necklaces there that honestly I really regretted not getting, but they were just too high for resale. They were priced right for myself, but since I'm about to go across the country in like a couple days, literally, like for 6 weeks, I was like, you know what? You never know what I'm gonna find there, so I let it go. But I did decide that this one was for me. The best part about vintage is, well, I guess not just vintage, but stuff like this, as soon as I'm done with it or I decide I no longer have a place for it, I can resell it. But this green lucite beaded necklace, I just thought it was so neat. Well, it's actually too big, too small for that. It's like a weird, it's a very awkward size. I'm not sure how much I'll actually wear it, but I knew when I saw it, there's going to be a day where I was going to regret not having it. It's actually very hard to do this by yourself. Maybe I'll save this. I guess there was an easier way to do it, but anyway, let me get back to business here. I'm all over the place. I'm just like playing with jewelry now at this point. And moving on to bracelets. So most of these are mine, honestly. As you guys know, I've been obsessed with plastic bangles recently. I've gotten super into it. I did pick up this. This is a set of the 3 tortoiseshell. They're super fun and dainty. A lot of the ones I find out are super bulky. I like bulky, but I also like dainty. But this set will be on Whatnot. I'm sure you guys are all like, wait, what happened to that lucite bangle? Well, let me tell you, this one's mine. I'm sorry. I think it was $16 and 30% off. Or it came to $16 after the discount. I don't remember which one it was, but this is mine. It's epic. It's definitely a statement piece. I feel like I'm going to save this and dress it up when, if I ever get dressed up. I don't really get dressed up, but if I do, if I need to go to a special event or someone, or I'm a guest at a wedding, which doesn't usually happen, and because all my friends are already married pretty much, but Anyway, I digress. Excuse me. This one's mine. It's so cool. Really, really unique. The good news is if I find another one, I will let it go, but I could look at this thing all day. Next up, I picked up this one. I really just liked the green and the contrast between the clear and, of course, its unique shape. I did come to find that this one is Avon, and it's got a little bit of wear on it. I think I'm going to let this one go. The more I look at it, the more I'm kind of like, meh, because I have picked up ones that are way more my speed. Plus, I'm keeping this green one. Now, I got these super fun ones in green and pink. Again, this is something that maybe one day I'll sell, but in the meantime, I'm keeping both. And oh my gosh, it matches my nails completely. So fun. Just 2 more to go. Next is this one. I've been wearing the crap out of this thing. Originally, I was on the fence. I didn't know if I was going to sell it or keep it. The answer has become clear. This is a keeper for me. Very neat. I was joking that I basically drove 9 hours round trip to buy a bunch of stuff for myself because originally this was supposed to be for resale. I want to say it was like $20-something and 30% off. It is Bakelite. But once I started unboxing this stuff, oh, that color, I couldn't resist. And I've seen a bunch of them out since, and they're really expensive, honestly. So this is another one that I'm going to keep for the meantime. Again, if I find another one or if I decide I'm done with it for whatever reason that is. I'm not sure why I would be done with this incredible orange Bakelite bracelet, but I can always sell, and hopefully I'll find more. So that's all the jewelry. The jewelry haul is over, and I am going to get back to listing this stuff and packing up the car, and I will see you guys at my next Whatnot sale or tomorrow at 10 a.m. I have no idea what day I'm going to post this. I'm all over the place, but I'm having a good time at least. So see you later.